new one for you. This one's going to be about why do men lose their muscle as they age. And of course, this video, like every other video that I make, is just my opinions. I don't edit anything. These come out exactly what I'm thinking at the moment and exactly how I feel. So, yeah, thanks for being here. I'm going to get on this topic. Okay, so my opinion on why men lose their muscle mass over time is quite simple. I'm not going to just give it to you right here at the beginning of it. I'd like to kind of build up to it if you don't mind. So here we go. Something that is kind of rampant amongst the middle-aged dudes is they about weigh the same for the most part. The ones who feel like they're healthy are still kind of wearing the same clothes that they've had for 20 years. So that makes them think that they're the same. Man, I'm the same weight as I was in college. I'm older, but I'm just the same. I'm just as strong as I was back then. I still work out. I still everything. But obviously, that's not the case 9 times out of 10. And the ones that I've talked to and actually looked at their diets that actually work out, it's because they don't eat enough freaking protein and their muscle kind of just goes away. We're talking about active, hard-working people. We're not talking about like necessarily people who are doing nothing, like that actually work out. So, and as far as workout and training, I use that term. I don't use the term training loosely. Like, I think that term gets thrown out and played around with a whole lot, especially in the youth. Everybody's training. I remember one time I was around some younger bucks and they were like, everybody's training. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about training? Y'all are working out, not training. No way, shape, form, or fashion. So there, that easy, bam, went off on a tangent again. My apologies. But yeah, so every guy that I have talked to, which has been several, that I talked into trying to track their protein on the MyFitnessPal app, have all came back. Every one has came back to me and said, holy crap, you're right. Man, I was only getting like 100 grams of protein a day. And I'm 240 pounds. I need more than that. I'm like, well, you probably need more protein, but you don't need necessarily 240 grams. You need to get your lean body mass. And if you're, here's what I would do. Go use a TDE, Total Daily Expenditure Calculator. They're free. They're stupidly accurate. So I tested the accuracy on it before when I was going through my different phases of competing, right? And I'll be damned. I mean, it was really close. It's close enough to trust. It's close enough to use it as a baseline, right? So if you go in there and put all this stuff in there, all your whatever it asks you, your age, your weight, and all that stuff, it's gonna be pretty close. Like pretty close. As long as you're honest about your activity level and stuff, it's gonna be pretty close. Everybody tends to overestimate. But what happens with guys is, there's only so much time, which is why I make my videos while I'm driving. This truck talk. So over time, you're going to be working out less. You're going to be losing muscle. You won't feel like you lost muscle because you're going to weigh the same. And you're still going to wear the same clothes. The only problem is you've lost muscle mass, which doesn't take up hardly any space in comparison to fat. I don't know if you've ever seen what a pound of fat looks like versus looking at a pound of steak at the grocery store next time you go. There's a massive difference. And I heard growing up, muscle weighs more than fat is what my mama used to tell me when I was husky and she was just trying to be nice to me. She'd always tell me, boy, muscle weighs more than fat. Didn't you know that? That is complete bullshit. Like, complete bullshit. I mean, I get why she did it, bless her heart, but yeah, that's bullshit. So muscle, truth, takes up a lot less space than fat. So when you lose the muscle you have, and and it slowly gets taken over by fat, there you go. So what I would recommend, this is the simplest thing to do. Of course, everybody needs to work out. Of course, you're probably doing less than you were doing when you were younger. But just start eating more protein. I'm telling you, the key to the whole fitness thing, like, is tracking your calories. Like, you can learn how to optimize later, and it makes a big difference once you get your body in a position to where you can feel nutrients, right? You can feel what carbs do for you. You can tell what being fully hydrated does for you. You can tell when your recovery's on point. You can tell this shit. Ever worked out and felt like you got hit by a freaking truck the next day? That's not what you want. You went too hard, and you probably aren't eating enough to recover at the same damn time. So same with dieting and maintaining muscle and building muscle. It should be something that is sustainable for you, right? Everybody's got a different level of muscle. Everybody should be training. We all do the same exercises, but some of us, we don't work the same as others. Like, you might love dips, and I may hate dips. You know, that goes across the board with all the workouts. Like, something that works awesome for me may not work awesome for you. It just may not suit your body type. Like, I cannot squat. Every time I've ever tried to squat in my life, I've ended up with bulging discs. Every time, no matter who I've worked with, no matter what. That's why my legs are lagging behind. That's why I've spent the last 2 years dragging my legs. I bought myself a hack squat leg press combo, and my legs are stronger than they've ever been my whole entire life, and they're bigger than they've ever been my whole entire life, because I couldn't work them. I did what everybody else said to do, and then I wouldn't be able to walk for a week, or my toes would be numb because I'd have this incredible sciatic pain. You can't do what everybody else does. This is about you. I stress that. I mean, of course, you guys haven't seen a ton of my videos. Probably I just recently started, but this is about you. You can work out with others, but you have to do your own thing. You've got to change the weights. You both are going to probably have different goals. If you don't have different goals, you're going to be at different levels within the process. It's important to know that. Like, don't go in there and work the shit out of yourself and get so sore that you never come back. People do this shit religiously when it comes to cardio. They'll get this wild hair and they'll say, I need to lose weight. Summer's coming. Fuck the fact that they've already missed summer, right? Summer's here. You know, you got to lose 30 pounds. It's not going to happen. So then they'll hop on a GLP. The first thing they burn off is their muscle. Or they'll hop on a treadmill, haven't been on one a year, and they'll start jogging. And they got shin splints, their ankles hurt. They'll usually tough it through a day or two that week because they're motivated. Everything's, we're going to do this. They've watched the damn video, and now they're like, I'm going to look like that because such and such says I'm going to look like that. And they go at it the same way people do with everything, with supplements and drugs. And just because you're on this cycle, because such and such does this cycle, doesn't mean that shit's going to work for you. It may just be nothing but a nightmare for you. Nothing but problems. You have to base everything off of you. Now, it's like this like my third rant today, but I get passionate about this, so y'all have to forgive me for that. Once I get going, it's hard to shut it off sometimes. Until it's best to just let me go. You know what I'm saying? Just let me go through it. Let me get it out there. Let me get it out of my head, and then I'll make peace with it. So yeah, for older dudes out there who want to put on their muscle or put muscle back on, the good news is if you were actually ever in your life had any damn muscle, and then we're not talking about strength. There's a whole lot of big old country cornbread fed MFers out there that was strong as hell. I was one of them, I know, and I didn't have the tissue to back it up, but I was super strong. Like the guy that does all the lifting on YouTube, the little small guy. We're not talking about strength here. We're talking about size. Most people were never really jacked. You were strong, might have had some definition, but we're talking about jacked. If you want to get there, you need to work out consistently in your lane, no ego bullshit, and do that shit for years. Don't sit here and say, don't even try to pretend that you can't do it because you're a certain age. That is a freaking excuse that I get so tired of hearing. You may not be an Olympia level competitor. You may not be like a magazine cover of somebody in their 20s. You have to be you, be your age, do the most you can do within what your limits are. That's my best advice. Get you a calorie tracker. Start increasing your protein. When you look at your meal in the afternoon, and this is what most everybody does, they'll go grab, we got good home cooked meal on Sunday. All the family's coming over. All right? Here's what we're going to do. You got steak, you got chicken covered in sugar sauce, barbecue sauce as people call it, pure sugar, and then you got collard greens soaked in gallons of oil and pig fat, and then you've got your homemade mashed potatoes. I love those. I mean, you raise your hand if you fucking love mashed potatoes. I'm one of them. Those mashed potatoes are full of butter and a whole bunch of horse shit, and then you got the rolls that are just glazed with butter, like Krispy Kreme but butter, delicious. The bottom's charred. If you put butter on the damn bottom of them and bake them, they're even more better. But what most people are going to do is they're going to get heavy on the carbs. Heavy on the carbs. You know you're going to eat a fucking biscuit or one of them rolls while you're fixing your plate. You know you are. And then you're going to put 2 or 3 of them on your plate. You're going to go eat, and you're going to have mostly all carbs, a little bit of meat, mostly all carbs. And then when you're done, if you have a second helping, 99% of people are going to grab another fucking roll and eat it as they're walking back to the table. Right? This is what you got to change. You have to change that, right? This is more than looking a certain way. We're talking about your health as well. So your body, if its baseline is 30-35% body fat, then that's what everything's regulated for. It wants to be there. That it is balanced. Your body wants to have fat because it feels like it needs fat, because we're just humans and we're made to survive. And to survive, we need fat. That's why everything sucks when you're lean. You can be any age and be lean. You don't got to be some gifted person from another planet to stay lean. You have to be accountable for what you put in your body. The idea of going to work every day and everything that goes along with it. You wash your clothes, you put gas in your truck, you make sure your car's running, you get up early as hell in the morning to go to work. You get home late at night, you sit in terrible, horrible traffic. You talk to a bunch of stupid motherfuckers that you hate at work. You probably got people you work with that you can't stand. You do all this to try to survive. But then when it comes to real survival, you living and being able to enjoy what you've been working for so hard, you can't shortchange that. If you can do that for money, then why the hell can't you get home and instead of sitting down watching TV, just go outside and walk for 20 minutes and then watch TV? How about that? How about that? A lot of dudes out there now have muscle. There's plenty of dudes, that are older guys, middle-aged guys, that are still big and muscled up who are active. I know several of them. These are some big-ass dudes. But they lose credibility. Their health is shit because they've got so much fat over the muscle. And this, I'll leave you guys with this. So if you fall into that category, if you're one of the guys who's been a good-sized guy his whole life, still works out, but he's got a lot of body fat, you probably don't think you have a lot of body fat because you have the muscle. Muscle is notorious for hiding your current level of body fat. Fat's sneaky now. It's sneaky. Like you could see your muscles, maybe even have some mild delt separation if you just are a really hardcore workout consistently kind of guy. eat big to get big type guy. You know what I'm talking about. If you're that guy, you probably have a shitload more fat to lose than what you think. Right? So you've already done the work. You've got the base. You've maintained more than most have. If you're this guy, just start doing cardio. If not for the look, because I don't care. I'm married. I don't care. I hate women. I don't want to deal with anything like that. That's fair. That is 100% fair. Do it for your health. Because one thing is an absolute fact. This is a fact. If you love your family and you love your wife, the best thing you can do is to be there for them. That's the absolute best thing you can do. And if your health goes to shit and you have a stroke, or you get so sorry from you can't breathe and your health just deteriorates, and it will, what good are you? Right? Picture this. How long you think it's going to be for some other man is in your house if you don't take care of yourself and you're no longer there? Picture that. Right? That's a hard one. I'm sitting here thinking about that shit myself. It's one of my motivators as well. Right? But anyways, I'm going to end it there. I went off on a rant. Hell, I might just start calling this the fucking rant podcast. The guy who rants and bodybuilds sometimes, and talks about bodybuilding sometimes. Because I bodybuild every freaking day. That's a fact. I don't know what I was thinking there, but maybe I'll end up having to change the name. Let me know in the comments what you think. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to hear me rant more and talk about bodybuilding some. And yeah, see you on the next one, or talk at you tomorrow.